Good morning, students. Dr. Yogesh Patingi, Assistant Professor in Commerce, GS College of Commerce, Varda. Last lecture we started the unit number 4 of Statistics and Business Mathematics, become first year, second semester. That is a part of mathematics, as I explained you earlier. The first 3 units are of statistics, specifically mention business statistics. The last unit, the fourth unit is of business mathematics. So keep in your mind that here we are studying the statistics, or in mathematics we are purely seeing from the angle of business. It is not that technical stat or math that generally science students study. So this unit number 4 is about business mathematics, in which we are studying very basic mathematical what we can say calculations like simple interest, compound interest, proportions, ratios, profit or loss. Though it is very basic thing, but again this will be useful for your competitive examination if you see it as a base for your mathematical subjects that will be a part of your competitive examination. So don't take it that much lightly, because ultimately it will be helpful for your competitive examination. So once again, let me give you a brief of what we are going to see today. The second part of simple interest that we had in our syllabus is a compound interest. In last lecture we had finished simple interest, a very simple thing to study a simple interest, PNR divided by 100, where we needed principal, rate of interest and number of years, and that thing we have to divide by 100. We will have a simple interest, and again we can calculate the how much simple interest that person has to give to a next party, adding a principal amount with it. So that was a part of simple interest that we had studied in last lecture. You can go to that particular video lecture and see how I explained that part to you. Today's lecture we are here for compound interest. Once again we will just go to that simple system that first I will explain in this formula. The formula is also very simple, and then we will go through 2 problems and their solutions that I had just mentioned here for your explanation. Now look, simple interest is actually we generally calculated on only a principal amount. When we talk about compound interest is actually calculated on the remaining amount after deducting interest from principal. So in simple interest you just had the base of concrete base of principal. That principal amount is just not going to be decreased or increased, it's a concrete base. But when we talk about a compound interest, there can be increase in or decrease in principal amount. There are very less chances of increase in principal amount, otherwise you hadn't increased your loan amount. But the principal amount will get decreased as you are going to pay your EMIs. That interest will get deducted from principal amount, and the next month interest is going to be calculated on remaining amount of principal. So this thing you have to keep in mind. Simple interest is another thing, compound interest is another thing. They have different set of calculations, they have different set of meanings. We will first see the formula, we will see what is there in a formula, how we have to do a calculations, and then we will move to the solutions. Compound interest is where we denote it as a CI. C stands for compound, I for interest, equals to A minus P. That is a formula to calculate compound interest. First we will see what is A and what is P. That thing we also studied in last lecture, but once again a new lecture we have to start from scratches. So A equals to amount on maturity. The amount of maturity means that person has to pay the amount when that loan gets matured, when he approached to the last date of repayment of that loan. That thing is called as amount on maturity, and P stands for principal. So this is the calculation of compound interest. For a compound interest calculation, we should have amount on maturity and also principal. Principal amount is already you will have in your problem. For calculation of A, amount on maturity, you have to do this type of calculations. You have to use this formula, and after that you will have amount on maturity. Using amount on maturity and principal, you will have the calculation of compound interest. Now let us go through the formula of amount on maturity. Amount on maturity means A, abbreviated as A equals to P in bracket 1 plus R on 100 divided by 1 plus R divided by 100, bracket complete, and N. P stands for principal, R equals to rate of interest, and N equals to number of years. So this is a way we can calculate compound interest. So First, we will do a calculation of amount on maturity, and with the help of amount on maturity and principal, we will have the calculation of compound interest. So I hope the formula is okay for you. Just explain it properly and you will have no problem with the formula. Now using this formula, we will have the first problem. We will go through the first problem and later for the second problem. The first problem is here. Find out the compound interest on rupees 90,000 for the period of 3 years of 6% per annum. Very simple problem. You just have to use the formula in a straight way and we will have the answer. We have to find out compound interest, but before finding out compound interest, we have to find out amount on maturity, and using amount on maturity and principal, we will have the answer compound interest. So first we will write the things that we had been here in the formula. P equals to 90,000, that is the principal. Then R equals to 6%, that is the rate of interest of that compound interest, and N equals to 3 years. That loan is for the duration of 3 years. So this is the information which has been given in a problem. We will put that information in our formula. A equals to P in bracket 1 plus R upon 100 to the power N. To the power N is actually the years that you have to do calculation. Can be 1, 2, 3 as that is provided in a problem. Now putting all those things, P 90,000 in bracket 1 plus R is 6%, so 6 divided by 100, bracket complete, to the power 3. Number of years is 3. As I told you yesterday and right from the first unit, I am interacting with you that we have to follow the basic principles of arithmetic. That first we have to solve the brackets, and then we have to do a division, then we have to do multiplication, after that addition, and lastly we have to do subtraction. That sequence should be followed in arithmetical problems. Same thing we will be applied here. We will strictly move to the brackets. 1 plus 6 divided by 100 to the power 3. So 1 plus 6 divided by 100 will be 0.06 to the power 3. Then 90,000 multiplied by 1.06 to the power 3. So it will be 1,07,190 after doing this calculation. That is amount on maturity, 1,07,190 rupees after completing this calculation. So we had now amount of maturity in our hand, but we have to calculate compound interest. So compound interest equals to amount on maturity minus principal. 1,07,190 minus principal already being given 90,000. The difference is 17,190 rupees. That is the amount of compound interest that that person has to pay on the loan of rupees 90,000 at the rate of 6% per annum for the years, 3 years. So this way we can do the calculation of compound interest. So I hope you understand the first problem very well. It's a very simple thing. Second problem, same problem, but the figures are being changed. Once again we will move to the second problem. Mr. X borrowed rupees 20,000. Let me change it. It's not 2,000, it's 20,000. Rupees 20,000 from Mr. Y at 15% compound interest for a period of 4 years. We have to find out the amount to be returned at the end of 4 years. It means that we have to find out the amount on maturity, but again amount on maturity will be related with compound interest. So either you can stop at amount on maturity, or you can just move forward to calculate compound interest also. So first we will write what the things we have in our hand. We have principal rupees 20,000, rate of interest is being given 15%, and number of years equals to 4. We just put up these things in our formula. A equals to P in bracket 1 plus R divided by 100 to the power N. P 20,000, 1 plus R 15 divided by 100 to the power 4. Why 4? Because number of years is 4. 20,000 in bracket 1 plus 0.15 to the power 4. So it will be 20,000 in bracket 1.15 to the power 4. After doing the all calculation, you will have the answers 26,450. Let me check once again. Just a minute. It is 1.749. Okay. then we will change this thing. We have to multiply it with rupees 20,000. So it will be 34980. 34980. Okay. So now it will be 34980 as amount on maturity, minus 20,000, we have the principal of 20,000, so the change will be here in our answer also. It will be 14980. That will be a compound interest that has to pay after 4 years on the principal amount of rupees 20,000 at the rate of 15% for 4 years. So this is actually, there was actually a correction in calculation, but once again it's a simple thing. You can have that calculations, you can do it properly, as I told you the way to solve the problem in proper arithmetical sequences. So these are the two problems specifically on compound interest. In that, first we have to calculate the amount on maturity, and then we have to calculate the compound interest with the amount of maturity and principal. So I hope you understand compound interest properly. This was the end of part first of this unit number 4. Next lecture we will have the ratio and proportion, in which again there are two parts. One is a ratio, another is a proportion. So once again we will differentiate it in the ratio and proportion. We will start with ratio, and that later we will move to the proportion. As I mentioned in last lecture that I will share you the notes of problems and solution. Once again I am repeating the same thing, that here we have the limitations that we can't cover too much problem, but I will share you the notes having problems and solutions of unit number 4 of SBM. Become first year second semester on your WhatsApp group. Go to that particular PDF, but I will share that PDF at the end of this particular unit, as I had already shared you in first, second and third notes. So I hope you understand this point of compound interest very well. We will meet in the next lecture. Thank you very much.